Welcome, guys, team. This is a new year and exciting news, exciting things happening to bat at the first day here that we're starting this year. We're going to be training and learning about a process and a cultural phenomenon that is called Kaizen. Its birthplace is in Japan. And just to get started, I'm just going to read a couple names that it may sound familiar to you guys. Let's take, for instance, the Toyota Motor Company. That was the birthplace of Kaizen, right? And for just a couple quick other examples, Jeff Bezos. Who knows who Jeff Bezos is, right? Amazon. He also integrated Kaizen principles into the Amazon culture and emphasizing in customers' centricity and operating efficiency in by using these methods. Another is Steve Jobs and Apple, right? Who doesn't know, couldn't remember who Steve Jobs is, an incredible innovator and creator known for his products. So he also uses this concept. Indra Noji, Pepsi Cola. Another name, Elon Musk. Who doesn't know who that guy is, right? Tesla and SpaceX and Twitter and X and so forth. Sir James Dyson from Dyson Limited. Dyson's journey and Kaizen success story is incredible. Over 5,000 prototypes launching in that company using this very well-known concept. Satya Nadella with Microsoft. Under Nadel's leadership, Microsoft adopted the growth of mindset of Kaizen to encourage the company and embrace small and continuous growth patterns within the company. A couple more. Howard Schultz with Starbucks is also using this very well-known Kaizen concept that we're going to talk about today. Henry Ford, all right. And last one, Jack Welch with General Electric. So these leaders and organizations demonstrate the power of Kaizen, whether they explicitly say that they're using it, but you will know that through the growth of an incredible growth of these companies, you see how they are integrating these concepts. And today, I put it in a really cool presentation that I'm going to share with you guys that you could have after the presentation. I'll send you a quick link on Canva that you can be able to see the presentation all over again. So you're not going to miss anything. You don't have to do screenshots because I'll share everything for you. And this is what we like to do. We like to grow, right? And starting this year with the incredible growth that the company's going to do, a few of us are going to have the incredible privilege to go to corporate in another week or so ago. We're also very excited to go, and I'm sure we're going to take a lot of videos and pictures, whatever they let us to do. And then we're going to share that experience that we have with you guys on the following week. I believe it's going to be on a Wednesday that we can meet with you guys again. So we're very excited for that. Also, Vicky was talking about the Vision virtual virtual convention that we're going to have. That is on January 25th. And there's a lot of celestial things that are happening, outlining, just showing to a pinpoint an incredible growth and the technology that we're using. We're so excited. And I just can't, it's like I'm almost out of my skin to tell you about all the excitement that is happening with LifeWave, all the innovations and the new products that are coming. I mean, at convention, we were shown 5 to 10 years ahead, okay, of innovation and products and technology. We're not just a patch company. I want us to understand that we're a technology company, okay? So when we share this presentation or this products with other people, it's not just about our patches, even though they are incredible on their own. It's about a technology that we are sharing with the rest of the world. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we're going to get started. All right, so how do we apply the Kaizen principle to our businesses? Okay, I'm sure hopefully everybody can see the screen right now. I'm going to go through it. It's very simple. There are lessons, there are points, and then we're going to be done. After that, we'll stop the presentation and we'll take questions and answers. So embrace Kaizen for what? A continuous growth and improvement for our business. The lessons, here are for personal, professional, and I want to say as a pastor, spiritual growth. If you use these principles to help yourself, to help your business, to help your business partners, those people that are underneath of you, the network that you're creating all over the world, right here today, we have people from all over the world. It is so exciting to have Emmanuel here from the UK. Thank you, Emmanuel, for being on the call with us today, and my mom who invited him. We're so excited that you can see that we're not just a business. We are a community. We're a community of people. We're knit together with one goal in mind. It's just to grow and to expand to as far as the Lord can take us. So what is it? Let's just do a definition of what it is. Okay, Kaizen is a Japanese term meaning continuous improvement, and I think if we keep that in mind, the continuous improvement of what, of anything that you can put your heart and mind to do, right? Focusing as small incremental changes lead to meaningful long-term results. How do you implement those little tiny things that you do each and every day? And what are the things that you do each and every day? I'm glad you asked, because with the presentations that we do, with the trainings that we do on Wednesdays, Nikki does an incredible training on X39 on Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, we do our business and product presentation. And then, of course, on Saturday, we have other meetings that are in Spanish and other languages. But on Saturday, like today, we meet at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the United States time. Those are incremental changes. Those are minuscule little things that we do to better and to grow our business. And finally, the application perfectly aligned with our business strategies and goals in order to get to where we are to where we're heading. Because you know what's incredible about our company is that we don't grow unless we help the people that are in our business to grow. And you know that incentive is so incredible because it's also biblical if you think about it. And I'm not going to get preachy, I promise, but everything that we do unto others as we have done unto us, right? So that is a great principle that we can use in this concept called Kaizen to help others in our business. So the benefits of Kaizen in our business are just little cute, quick little benefits that I'm going to talk to you about. Encouraging a culture of growth and progress within our business. This is all, it might seem like, but this is so simple. Now, how can this be so simple and just so incredible, powerful? Because it is simple, is what? Duplicatable. And it's something that you can take and use for yourself personally and introduce it to others. And of course, there are other principles. There are surveys, there are questionnaires, feedback that is so very important, especially when we're doing a training like this. I do want questions. I do want feedbacks. If you guys could chat, I'm sure Vicky will be able to quickly answer to you any questions or anything that you want to you don't want to forget. Please use that feedback. Boost productivity and efficiency. Now, how do we boost efficiency? How do we boost productivity? In aligning ourselves by doing those things that we encourage other people to do to first do ourselves, right? So I'm not going to ask you to do something that I'm not already doing. Am I calling 3 people a day? Am I contacting? Am I emailing, texting them, WhatsApping them, Messenger, you name it? You have all these tools in your hands. And you know, it's really important to be able to use tools so that you can broaden your horizon, right? To get out of your comfort zone, because that's so important. So many of us, we just get comfortable and we just sit back and we just say, you know what, I'm just enjoying this. I could sit back, guys, and just enjoy the ride and not work the rest of my life. But I'm not like that. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I'm if I don't learn something and if I don't grow something for one day, I feel like that day is wasted. So let's move to help achieve personal and professional milestones within the organizations. But first, it has to start with us. So what are your goals? What do you need to get to? How do you need to achieve them? If we don't write our goals down, it's very hard. It's like trying to shoot a target, you know, without an arrow. That's what a goal is if we don't have it written down, to remind us, to bring us back to where we want to go and the future that is ahead of us. And finally, it reinforces teamwork and collaboration because we are one team, one dream, right? That's what we always say to one another. And collaborating and learning to work with one another, doing meetings, doing calls. And the internet has become so small. The world has become so small through the internet, right? Because meetings like this, we can talk to one another. If somebody across the pond or even in Mexico or Canada wants to do a meeting, hey, just set up a meeting. Let's do a call. Let's do a three-way call where there's a quick phone call or there's a meeting like this when we can show charts and graphs to show the growth of our business. That is collaboration at hand. And doing the one-on-one presentation, 2 and 3, 2 and 1 is so very incredible. So let's go through the lessons. Now you may say, well, this is kind of boring, but you know what? I'm excited about them. You know why? Because those little incremental strategies, applications, and outcomes are what is so important in this Kaizen concept, right? So what is the number one lesson? It's continuous improvement. How do we do that? Make small incremental changes. Wow, right? Is your mind blown? I know mine is. Why do I think that this is so important? Because we try to do something sometimes as humans that we look at the world and say, man, I want to get to Africa or I'm going to get to Japan. I want to get anywhere in the world, but it's so far for me to get there. But if you make strategic, very small steps to get there, you can get there. And those are incremental changes that you do in your life and in your business to grow. So that is really cool about this concept. The applications, improve product demos, right? How do we do demos? It's so easy. I love our business partners, our brand partners that call us and ask us, do you have a protocol? Do you have this? Do you have a testimony? Yes, we do. And we love to share them with you. But think about this. Number 1, 2, 3, that is all that our demos are. 1, Eon in the back of our neck. 2, Ice Wave if somebody has pain on the point of pain with a tan patch. And then you can do the clock method or you can do it opposite. For instance, carpal tunnel syndrome. Most of us would think about, what in the world am I going to do? What patches I'm going to put? What protocol? No, guys, it's so simple. Eon, number 1, in the back of your neck. 2, where's the point of pain? If it's carpal tunnel syndrome, it's going to be probably in the top or the inside of your hand. To put the tan ice wave there, and opposite of it, on the other side of your hand, will be the white one. You're done. And that is so simple. And people will be like, wait a minute, I struggled with this for ages. I have a lady at my church who struggled with carpal tunnel syndromes, and she went and got the operation. And she came to me. She says, I know, Pastor Ed, that you have something that can help me. Can you help my other hand? And I was like, sure. And I did that step for her. And she was like praising the Lord, raising her hand. She goes, hallelujah, hallelujah. This is so awesome. And I'm like, sister, keep it quiet. Don't get me in trouble, right? Because people are just excited about the small, better applications of doing demos. And that is so simple that anybody can do. If you can count 1, 2, 3, and you can put on a sticker on somebody's body, you're done. And what's more really incredible is that you can put it on top of their clothes. That will blow their mind. Why? Because 2 things happen. They feel like there really is nothing coming into their body, and they're not. Nothing's coming into your body. And secondly, they see the potentiality and how powerful our patches are. They can go through clothes. Incredible. I've tested it, and I've over and over and over again. And a couple winters ago, I tested the Eon on the back of a guy's jacket. He had like about 2 to 3 inch jacket, thick jacket, and he was able to feel the technology. Incredible. So anyhow, let's move on. Sharing techniques, talking to people, helping them to share the technology with others. What you've learned, don't keep it for yourself. Share. It's salvation, right? Share it with others. And personal habits. Some people may come to you and say, you know what, I'm using the patches, but sometimes I forget. Do habit stacking. What is habit stacking? If you brush every day, and hopefully that you do, put the patches right by your brush. And so when you go to brush, you're going to see the patches and you're going to put them on, right? So simple. The habits really, really work. And what is the outcome? Consistent growth in what you're doing over time will repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat all that you're doing in order to grow. So that's lesson number one: continuous improvement, continuous growth. And if you see something that you're not growing properly, if you see something that you're not sharing or you're not learning constantly, then you have to come back to lesson one and see if you can continually improve yourself. Lesson number two: start small. Okay, begin with manageable changes, things that you can do for yourself first, so that you can procreate it or duplicate it with somebody else. So, if for instance, I want to do something that, like, for instance, going to the UK. So, what is the first things that I do? Maybe I have somebody in contact with. And as a matter of fact, I do have a cousin that lives in Spain. So maybe we could do two trips in one, right? That would be kind of cool. Love going to Spain. We had a trip right before COVID that we were going to go to Spain and spend some time with our kid over there. One of our kids was studying abroad, and COVID hit and we didn't get a chance to go there. But the reason I'm telling you that is because we make the small changes, we make the small steps. And what is some small steps? Maybe save some money if financial struggles is for you. But if you do have the money, then plan ahead, plan the trip, plan, going to Utah. What I did is I have my financial planner, David Allen. I said, David, book us a trip or a plane and get us involved. Those little things that we were able to do. Why did I say David? Because he used to work in the airline industry and he knows all the ins and outs. So we use each other's strength. What is the application? Focus on quick wins that build momentum, especially starting this new year, right? After the convention, you focus on those wins, those potentials, those momentum to keep growing. But if you stay stagnant, it's so easy to stay stagnant, guys. It's so easy to just chill back and just watch TV all day long. And there's no BV on TV, right? So don't get bogged down. Don't, I know my mom loves her novelas too, and I love some novelas too, but you know what? We have to put some of the stuff on the back burner, maybe just chill out a little bit later. Do your work when everybody's still awake, right? And then when everybody's sleeping, then you can do your relaxing time with your TV and so forth. I'm not asking you to totally stop your business, totally stop the world around you, but I do ask you to be manageable, be focused on the things that you want to do, right? And the outcome is foundation for larger improvement. Because if you don't stack these steps, it's like if I want to go to the pyramids in in our country, there are pyramids also, just like there are pyramids in Egypt, and there are steps. You can't get to the top of the pyramid unless you found the foundation where to step on, right? So the first step, and then you move on and on. That is just how life works too, right? Especially, and I'm going to be vulnerable right now. When I started dating Vicky, I wasn't going to just ask her to marry me, right? The first time that I met her, even though it was love at first sight. But I knew that there were steps that needed to be taken. I knew that I had to court her. I knew that we had to go and find out about each other, go to the movies, go eat dinner. And it was just wonderful. I could tell you so much, but I'm really keeping myself down because Vicky's gonna like do not share stuff like that. But anyhow, I just love the little steps that we took in our marriage and our relationship, and every day we grow, right? So if we're not growing, we're staying stagnant. Just keep that in mind. Start small. The next step will be to focus on progress, not on perfection. We are animals of perfection. So I'm not going to say animals, we're creatures, same word, right? But we are people that want to do everything perfectly. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to fall and you're going to fail miserably because none of us are perfect. None of us walk on water, right? There was only one, actually one and a half. And then he sunk because he didn't believe. But anyhow, prioritize gradual improvement over flawless result. So as you gradually learn, I couldn't speak like this. I'll share with you something really quick. When I got involved with another network marketing 20 some years ago, and I was given the pen to do a presentation. We didn't have no flip charts. We didn't have no presentations like I'm showing you right now. It was just a pen and paper. And I had to draw the presentation in front of very high skilled um, executive directors, executive people that were in our business. And man, I went through all shades of red in my face. And I knew that day was the small increment for something to grow incredible in the future for me. I used to be, I think I am in a way an introvert. I don't like to speak, but man, you give me a mic, you give me a presentation, you give me something, and I love to share. Why do I use that enthusiasm? Because it is within me, but it's taken steps. Like, I look back 2, 3 years ago when I was doing presentation, there's a lot of a lot of thinking, but now it's just fluid. Why? Because it takes practice, it takes time, building, prioritizing, gradually improving. How do I speak? And it's so simple. I'll give you a really quick tip. When you're about to say or just pause. Pause what you're thinking about. And when you pause, it gives you a chance to be able to speak clearly with those that are on the other side of the screen. Very simple, but it happens. Application of this is to embrace imperfection while moving forward. Yes, we're going to make mistakes. Yes, you're going to stumble. In the beginning, we started telling people how wonderful our what it was, the cellular regeneration protocol, and it's still the greatest thing. Cellular regeneration protocol and our severe symptoms protocol are great things to help people, but sometimes we introduce them too quick. And what happens, we make people confused. So what we do now is very simple. I was able to sign a lady from Cyprus. Yes, I crossed the pond again, a beautiful island right next to Greece. And some of us, when we went to the cruise in the summer, we might have passed by the beautiful island. But anyhow, I signed up the lady, and she said, "You know what, Ed? All I have to do, um, I have pain on my knees, and that's all that I want to do. I don't want to grow a business. I don't want to learn or do anything." I said, "That's great. That's great, Cheryl. I'll help you that." And I said, very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to use a method called 1, 2, 3. I'm duplicating and telling you what we were doing to be able to set a step of a foundation with her so that she can learn to grow. And of course, I said we do one with his Eon, two with his Ice Wave, and the third one we're going to do X39. And why did I say that? Is because I'm helping her to build a foundation first on the products that work very quick. Okay. And I'm not saying that X39 doesn't work quick, it does. But the effects and the results that you get with Ian and Ice Waves is almost instantly. I've experienced it myself, so that's why we went that direction. So that is what we're telling our people to do. Of course, once they get a hold of the technology, once the technology is in their body and they start seeing changes, hair growth and all kind of stuff, of course, we don't treat, diagnose, or prevent any diseases, but what our patches do are nothing close to miracles. They're really, really exciting. So what is the sustainable growth of the mindset is the outcome. How are we going to sustain? How are we going to continue to grow and to the progress and not just only perfection, but learning the things that we did wrong and then shifting it and changing to things that are doing right. And what is our shift right now is we're introducing or talking more and more about X39. That's our flagship product, guys. That is the product that many other networks in our business are growing to the sky. And why did they do that? Because it's simple. Where do you put it? Two places: back of your neck, under your belly. Where else? Anywhere else in your body that you want to. What does it do? Stay tuned, because Mondays at 7 o'clock, Nikki comes on the call, and I could not service you guys any better than she will do, because she goes through, she gives you points that are on par. And you know what? That is why her business and all our business is growing, because we keep it simple. All right, let's move on. Step number 4. Step number 4 is feedback and reflection. Now, why is this important? And it's so important because I sent a feedback questionnaire and a review to my mom the other day, and man, did it started growing. And you know what? That review, mom, was not, I didn't create it. Lorenzo gave it to me, and he first gave it to me. And right before New Year's, he said, can you give me 5 minutes of your time? Lorenzo, I give you hours if you want, right? So I said, absolutely. I said, give me a second. My hands were tied right now. I'll get back to you at the end of the last year. I am going to finish this survey. It was 8 questions or so, but the detail of engagement that I wanted to do with his answers, it was on key. Every single questions that he asked, I wanted to give the best answer possible. And what was the objective of that? Is to for him to be able to diagnose what is happening in our business and how to make it better. And you know what? We couldn't have a better person like Lorenzo on our side to be able to help us with that. And so I'll share those questions with you so that you can then incorporate them into your business with your business partners, with the people that are on fire that are doing this. You can answer and ask these questions to them. So what does it do? It seeks constructive feedback and self-reflection. Okay. It's so important to be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what am I doing in my business that I can make better? Right. Because yes, we can look back, but you know what's beautiful about the tenses that we have in the past is concrete. You can't go back to it. The future is unknowable. All that we have, guys, is the present, and we feel it in the gift, right? God gives us the present. Some people might say, "Why is life so elusive? Why is it so complicated?" It's because they live in the past or looking towards the future and never decide where they're going to do in the present. So the present is where we get the feedback. The present is where we get those answers, those questions that we so need from our business partners or the people that we're helping to grow this business. And not even just business partners, but people that they're using the technology. Get back to him. Don't forget them. Please don't forget them. If what I do is when I send a package or a gift or somebody comes in the business, I say, do not open those patches. I said, promise me you won't open them. Yes, Pastor Ed, I promise you. I said, promise me again. And why do I do that? Because I made a mistake early in my years or early in being with LifeWave. I sent probably like about $100 worth of packages to a friend of mine in Florida. And I said the same thing. Promise me you're not going to open them. And he did. He told me he promised, but he only told me once. And then what did he do? He gave it to his wife. His wife had no idea about the technology. And she started putting it in her ear, her foot, whatever she did. I don't know. I said, brother, why didn't why did you open it? And of course, I got upset a little bit, but I got over it. I forgave him, like we are supposed to forgive, right? But I said, what happened? Why didn't you call me? Because I continually called him day in and day out, and he would not answer me. And so I guess maybe he felt guilty that his wife used the patches, threw them away, threw the literature away. And I said, I will never do that again. See, that is growth. That is incremental growth. Those are the steps that I took in order to make my business better. So what do I do now? Free, guys, is cheap. Do not give this technology away. If you want to gift them, great. Do that with a piece of tape on the back of the neck, on top of their clothes, so there's no DNA transfer into the patches. Don't even open the sticker part of it. Just put it on top of their clothes. Yes, it worked. Great. Take your patch back off. We tell this to doctors who see 30, 40 patients a day. They can't be given this technology away. We do have a doctor that in the beginning she did. It was wonderful. She had great results with our customers. But she said, you know what, Ed? I don't have any more patches. And I ran through $1,700 worth of patches. We were like, oh my gosh. Okay, so we have to change and switch and do something different. And that's what we came up with, the idea of just putting the technology on top of their clothes and using it over and over again. Why? What's so cool about this technology, guys, and I'm not getting away with that, I do really need to share this with you, is that they activate the moment they touch, they're 3 inches away from your body, and they deactivate as soon as they're away from your body. So you can use one right now, 2, 3 months later. If you haven't used it, you can use it again as long as it doesn't have 12 hours of usage, right? Great. So what is the application of this feedback? Is to avoid invalidations and refine methods based on input. What does that mean? Avoid problems with people. Avoid methods that don't work and use methods that do work, right? By constantly asking people, asking them, what can you do better? I have this, I asked one of our members in our church that I was showing this technology with, and he's like, no, I saw the video, Pastor Ed, and I'm really not interested. And I said, you know what, brother, that's very interesting because with our In Touch app, you can see the progress of people watching the videos. And I said, please don't lie to me. I'm your brother, and I'm not making myself bigger or anything. But you didn't watch it. He goes, yes, I did. I said, no, you didn't. And I look back. I said, this is my feedback. My technology shows me that you haven't watched it. And of course, he apologized. He says, I'm so sorry. I'm going to watch it. And within an hour, he watched all the videos that I sent them. So that's the feedback that we get with people. Get back to them, talk to them, make sure that you're avoiding invalidations while using this method. And what is the outcome? Adjust your strategies for better results. So we will adjust, we monitor, and we control our business. Don't let happenstance, don't let coincidence, don't let life get in the way of you doing this business, because life is so quick. It comes and goes, and we look at our kids right now, they're young adults, 25, 26, 24 years old. I mean, actually, we've had seven set of twins that are 24, and our oldest is 26. I know their ages. Anyhow, they grow so quick. I remember them sitting on my lap watching movies and rejoiced on that. And now they're not sitting on my laps, and I might sit on their laps because they're big enough. So anyhow, let's go to lesson number 5: is eliminating waste. Okay, so remove inefficiency in time, effort, and habits. There are things that we do, guys, each and every day. I spend a lot of time on my computer. I mean, that's what I do for a living. I'm a jewelry designer, and I love creating things on my computer. And I'm sure some of you guys do the same thing. But there has to be time set aside and scheduling time, because I could sit on the computer all day long and not do anything else, not do my calls. So by making sure that I have those habits set aside efficiently, set my time and scheduling so that I don't commit those to waste, because you can. And you might say, well, you know what? You're helping the team. Great. I love that. And Nikki and I and David, we spend a lot of time on our websites prior to Patched Away, the new one. And that took a lot of time. I mean, it might have taken a year for us to finally put together an incredible website that we can be so proud of. But that is done. So now that is done, then we move on. What is the application? Streamline prospecting actions using the 20 to 90 rule. What is that? I'm sorry. It's supposed to be 20 and 80, 110%. Hey, we're all goers, right? So anyhow, when we streamline that, we only work a certain amount of time and we prospect the 80% of the time, then what you're doing is you're putting yourself to do better with your time, and you analyzing and you're scheduling your ways and your time so that you don't have that waste of time, right? That is so important to keep in mind so that you can help other people that you see that are wasting time. And what is the outcome? The greater efficiency, the focus on results. So we're result oriented in your business. You should be result oriented in your livelihood. And the way that, I'm in this weight loose thing, and I started right before Christmas, actually like 2 months before the end of the year. And I'm only like 5, maybe 7 pounds away of my goal. How do I reach that? There are things that I'm doing, some intermittent fasting, right? And even my church called it fast. So I'm like, great, that's awesome. I'm so excited about that fast. People are looking at me like, you're weird. No, because in my mind, I know what I need to do to get to the point that I want to get, right? So those are the outcomes. That is the focus, focusing on results. Number 6, and I'm going to go really quick because I know we don't want to keep you too long. We got 15 minutes. Adopt a Kaizen mindset. Cultivate curiosity and adaptability on as a strategy. Cultivating, what does it mean? Curiosity and adaptability. How do you adapt to things? How do you adapt to people? You know what I'm learning? So it's such a really, really cool way of learning is that when I talk to people, I love to hear people talk. And of course, you hear me saying a million words right now, but that's because I'm doing a presentation. But I love to hear people. I love when people tell me, how old they are, what is their goals in life, what do you want to dedicate yourself to? How do you want to use this technology to better yourself? I love hearing from people because I'm curious about people. I really want to learn about people. And by using this mindset, I'm sharing it with you so that most often, guys, and I'm going to be one to blame, the first one to blame, we get a little diarrhea of the mouth, right? Why? Because we're so excited. We're telling people all these things. Just slow it down, calm down, have have your mind focused so that you can cultivate curiosity, not just on learning about people, but also the product. Don't tell people right away everything that this product does, even though we can, but we shouldn't. Why? Because we want other people to start learning about it on themselves. What's really cool about people is that when you give them little hints, they go and research the product, the technology, the all the clinical studies, and they start reading it. And guess what? They come back to you and they say, you know what, Pastor Ed, I just saw what GHK does, and wow, I'm so blown. My mind is so blown away. Why you do that? Because you are allowing them to learn by themselves, and you're allowing them to go be fishers instead of you fishing, giving them food, right? You're allowing them. I've asked Lorenzo so many questions when I got into this business that, man, I thought that guy was going to hang up on me, but of course he was so cordial and so nice and so humble that he just kept giving me answer. Finally he realized he's going to say, you know what, I'm going to give you an answer that you're going to be able to research and that you're going to be able to find those answers yourself. And I'm so happy that he did that. What is the application? Embracing learning, avoiding over specializing. So if as I consider myself somebody that is well learned in computer science, not that I have a degree on it, but I love computers. I love to be able to find out what's happening in the stock market, what's happening with crypto. And yes, I said it, but you know what? Don't blame me for it. I just love seeing what the market does. I love seeing what's happening in the future with technologies and so forth. That is what I love doing. But I hate explaining it to people because what I know might not necessarily come out as easy when I try to explain to you what crypto is, or buying stocks, because that could be complicated. But what have I done? I've done all the steps to where I am right now with Kaizen so that I can learn first to myself, take the baby steps of learning, and then duplicating and moving forward. I'm not here to teach you guys about crypto. That is going to be somebody else. I'm teaching here to you about Kaizen and that concept that we're going to keep using. The outcome, resilience, and openness to change. Now, what is that important? Because if we are not willing to change, guys, if we're old dogs set in our ways, nobody's going to move us. So I, I I want us, and especially myself, when something is taught to me, like the Nikki was really shocked in the beginning when we were doing the website that she would send me ideas, and I'm like, that's great. And she would send me something out. I'm like, that's awesome. I was thinking about that too. And finally, she said, you know what? I'm so happy to work with you because everything, ideas that I'm throwing at you, you really are incorporating into the website. And we made it an outcome. We made it a live website with all our ideas put together. Because in my mind, I can't work by myself. And when we were doing Pasture Way 1, so I'm going to call it David, Pasture Way 1, I was going back and forth with David and Vicky and all the other ones, asking them about the website because I can't create it all by myself. But putting us together, we can adapt to change. We can move things and be able to orchestrate something beautiful that is a work of art to the end. What is lesson number 7? Team collaboration. And I love this part. Why? Because we're, again, one team, one dream. We foster a collaboration with team culture. And guess what, guys? Those people that collaborate today, we got a really quick story. I'm full of stories. We got a new multivitamin for dogs, right? That I bought. And Vicky's like, really? You're gonna buy another thing? And like, I'm trying different things for our dogs. Sometimes they got itchy skin or whatever. I said, let me try it. And then we got a back on the back of of the paper of the survey that they sent us, they say, check how many times you're using it, da da da. And at the end of it, you're gonna get a puppy, what is it called, Vicky? A puppuccino. That is, it's a collaboration that we have with Starbucks. So this company is collaborating with Starbucks to get to that. Now, collaboration, guys, when it comes to music, when it comes to art, oh my gosh, if you look at an artist's page, whether it's Spotify, Pandora, or whatever music, iTunes, Amazon Music, whatever you use to listen to your music, the collaborations are top songs of every musician that you can think of. So if musicians are collaborating, business are collaborating, we as jewelry designers, we collaborate with other jewelers, and the designs don't just get looked at within our network of people, but they get looked at within thousands of other, and sometimes even millions of people all around the world. So collaboration is important for us to use. So look, if your business is not growing, if you're feeling like you're stagnant and you're one man on the boat, it's because you're one man on the boat. Okay. So get out of the boat. Ask us to come in the boat with you so that we can help you and we can grow. And the people that are growing tremendously are using this power of collaboration, calling one another. Nikki's got a really good prospect, and she's sending us all this information, and it's so exciting. I'm like, I want to meet this lady, right? And hopefully we get a chance to meet her. And that collaboration is going to go a long way. Even having you guys here, introducing you to the rest of the team. Now, of course, this is a small group that we have on Tuesday or on Saturdays, and other days we have a little bit more people. It's just, we changed the time, and it's okay. We're growing. If this time is good for people, great. If it's not, we'll change. We'll move to another time. But anyhow, encourage idea sharing, listen actively, and decide collectively. So when we're throwing ideas, now we have a group of people that we're meeting and we're talking constantly. We're in conversation with one another. We're collaborating. We're actively listening. Where ideas come. We had a wonderful dinner before the end of the year with a couple of the greatest business partners that I could ever imagine. David, Linda, Mary, my mom, Vicky, we all met, and we were just, it was going back and forth, all these ideas that we had that we're going to collaborate this coming year. And we're so excited about it. We can't wait to share them with you. What is the outcome? It enhances creativity with shared success. Why? Because there's not just one mind working, guys. There's so many of us working. And of course, we can be so big and we can have 40 or 30 people, 100 people collaborating, but then it gets a little bogged down. There'll be too many ideas. And we have to be able to concentrate and focus and have that. So get a group of people. If you're far away, like Nikki is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, she has a group of core people there that she can meet and can strategize and do different things with Margie and the groups that they're building over there. That's awesome. So learning that collaboration, learning that you're not just by yourself. You can do your business on your own, but you're not by yourself. You have a team of people ready and able to help you to collaborate and do greater things together. Number 8, measure progress. Like, use KPIs. I said to Vicky, what is KPIs? Key performance indicators. Indicators that can help you. This is probably what my business has changed dramatically. Why? Because we're keeping track of the things that we're doing. How many people we're calling, how many people we're following up with, how many people we're signing up. And yes, it's exciting because if we keep in control of your monitoring what you're doing, you're not going to forget things. Easily, I love to write things on paper, and my kids like, Dad, why do you write so many little things on paper? Write it on the notebook. So one of them got me a notebook, and now I'm able to write it to be a little bit more prepared, and to have things in the book rather than a whole bunch of little pieces of paper. Keeping track of it is really, really important. And I know we can do better at it. Linda, not Linda, Debbie and Mary did a great training that is in our Patch Away YouTube channel that talks about how to keep those 2 notebooks and why it's so important to do that. Props to you guys. You did a great job. And we can share that video a little bit later with the rest of you guys. That is so key to be able to keep that, and having it so that we can learn with it is incredible. What is the application? Demos done, testimonials done, new signups done, follow-ups done, income raising to the top. Why is that? Because you're doing it in a way that is growth. If we're not demoing, guys, if you're seeing that your business is not growing, it's because you're not putting the patches on people. You're not using the technology. The technology sell itself. Okay, we all know that the technology is incredible, and by growing, by using these principles, you're going to see that your business is going to skyrocket. Trust me, it's going to skyrocket. What is the outcome? Data-driven decisions and focus improvements. So you see what works and we see what doesn't. And you do more of the things that work and less of the things that don't work, right? And that's how you grow, and that's how you improve in your business. Number 9, I'm almost done. Celebrate success. Acknowledge milestones. Why do you think LifeWave has ranks? It's not just for a pat in the back. I'm talking to an influencer, and she's so excited about the business. She signed up for second person right now. And I said, you know what? You have so much money and so much BV. She's got probably over $40,000 on money that could be paid to her. But I said, it won't get paid to you unless you become a manager, unless you go to the next level as a director, senior director, executive director, presidential director, and so on. Why? That's the way that the company is designed, to be able to acknowledge you that you've created. Look, if you're a manager and you don't know how to fill an application, learn to fill an application. Learn to do a demonstration with somebody. That is why it's called a manager, so that you can manage people, right? So you can help people, because there'll be a time where you're going to be done. You're going to have all the managers in front of you. They're going to do all the work for you, and you just manage your own people that you're bringing in. So don't get caught on that scenario that you're just doing everything for everybody. Learn to do it for yourself. What's the application? Recognize individuals and team contributions, big or small. Those managers that are just making it, that is I get so excited, because that tells you that they can make up to $1,500 a week. And you heard me right, $1,500 a week. She said to me, Pastor Ed, she goes, I would love to just make $1,500 a week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you can make so much more. You have no idea. She's got 250,000 people that follow her as an influencer. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like so excited. I'm like, look, you're going to give me time, because I'm going to require time for you. You're going to spend time with me and Vicky once a week, and you're going to learn this. And she says, she's a single mom, and she's like, I know I'm going to learn, and I'm so excited. And we'll set up a time for us to meet to do that. That's excitement, guys, because those people are here, and you know how influencers are. And if you don't even know what an influencer is, look it up. Those are people that just influence tons of people. And whatever you do, I was on the phone looking at one of the influencers that Vicky told me to follow, and she started talking about water and minerals and so forth. And I order a whole thing of water for the whole family. And I'm like, man, I don't like commercials, but I really like what she said about this particular mineral water, or the things that can help you with the technology. Of course, something else really cool is coming with our own water. I'm going to leave that for later. So the last lesson, sustain improvement. Integrate changes into daily routines, habits, learning what you do. You do it every day. Once you do something for, I believe that is 17 days or 7 weeks. Can't remember exactly which one it is. It becomes a habit, and you keep doing it over and over and over again. It's a routine, right? Nobody has to tell you to go eat. Sometimes my family says, "Did you eat yet?" I'm like, "No, I kind of forgot," but it's okay. I don't get moved by food. I monitor what I do, and I just learned stuff like that. Monitor and adjust and long-term sustainability. So when you're monitoring your business, you're going to sustain it. If you don't monitor, if you forget, if you don't know who's underneath of you, if you never go into your back office and see your binary tree, if you don't know what an enrollment tree is, difference in the binary tree, then there's something going on. If you don't know how to be able to send somebody a pre-populated cart learn to do that. All the steps are here to for you. We've created videos that can show you how to do that, but better yet, learn it. Learn it. It's so fun. I go on their website, I'm like, what's new? Because every day they change it. Every day they bring in new videos, new concepts, new ideas, new pictures that you can use in social media. Really, really cool. And the outcome of this is maintain momentum and lasting impact, because you want to be remembered, guys. Look, I know there was a an incredible mentor in a business that I used to be in before. His name was JR. He used to say, nobody's going to remember who you are or what you did. All you're going to be remembered is by that epitaph that is in the bottom of your tombstone and that little dash that is in between. And I thought about that. That always blew my mind of that concept of that little dash in your life. You want to make an impact in your life. First, you got to make an impact in your family. Be a good man, be a good wife, and you're like, what are you talking about being good, Pastor? I thought this is a business. It is, but if you take all those concepts of being good with people and learning how to share, then it's just going to be a part of you. It's going to ooze out of you, right? So that's the outcome. That is the momentum. That is the everlasting impact that you're going to make first in your family, in your kids, if you don't have any kids, in your family, in your vicinity, in your neighborhood, in your state, and it goes on throughout the world. You want to not just be a little dot. You don't want to just be remembered by that dash. You want to be remembered by the things and how you impacted people. But let me tell you one thing. People don't remember what you say. People are going to remember how you make them feel. And I hope today, guys, I hope that we're learning so much to be able to change people, to help people. This is a ministry that Vicky and I do and use to help people all over the world. And we're excited to be able to share it with you. So I'm done. Here's the recap. The Kaizen principles drive growth in efficiency and team success. What's the call to action? Start small, focus on progress, and embrace continuous learning. Learning every day, teaching yourself, learning about it. If you don't know something, learn it. If you don't know where to find it, ask. And there's people that are going to be here. There's an acronym that is ask, seek, and knock, right? Ask, and it should be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. So remember this. What's the final note? Start small, focus and progress. Oh, I kind of repeated that. Sorry about that. I'll fix that later. Thank you, guys. And again, we appreciate we're together. We are so much better because we are strong. And Pasture Way is our website. I'm going to stop the share and we're going to stop the recording so that we can continue to learn and ask questions if any of you guys have any questions today. So thank you. God bless you until we see each other again.